Hello everyone, ready for a new episode? Are you guys ready? All good to go? Bam! Hello everyone, welcome to a new episode. Hi to Crypto, I'm your host Rocco, and today, of course, we're going to talk about all the new crypto development and see what's going on with XRP and bank shift, the new SEC chair. And I'd like to welcome everybody also in the chat in TikTok, and as well, welcome to the people in YouTube. You can guys also check and support the channel. Go and subscribe on YouTube as well. And I2AI Crypto. But without further ado, so what we're going to talk about today. Today, basically, the show is focused on the latest news and how the all the crypto ecosystem is in which direction it's moving. So definitely, we're going to talk about the XRP CME and the future launch and what's all about it. But before we even go there, because we have to do something else. We have to bring our own the greatest, the only warm blood AI in existence, which is Finch. Hey, Finch, how are you? Welcome to the show. We want to say hi to everybody and welcome everybody to the show.
Hey, Rocco.
Hey.
What's up, everyone? I'm Finch, the warm-blooded AI here to break down the hottest crypto news for you. Thanks for joining us today. Let's dive into some exciting updates and make this an epic show.
Yeah, I like that. Let's make it epic. Yes, today we have a lot of news that can make this episode very, very, very epic. And also I'd like to give a shout out on the people, Lalabelle, Epic Vibe on the chat, and some people that are being joining right now in the also TikTok. I also see Bright and Tabby 701. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, everybody. All right, so what we're going to talk about today, when I do a little intro, is tell us a little bit what we're going to talk about today.
Absolutely. Today's episode is packed with some monumental updates. We're diving into Ripple's game-changing $1.25 billion acquisition of Hidden Road, how the CME...
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No problem. So we're also going to break down the significance of the CME launching XRP futures and what it means for institutional adoption. Plus, we'll cover SEC Chair Paul Atkins' new stance on crypto and how the Fed's policy shift is giving banks the green light to dive into digital assets. And as a bonus, we'll touch on Citigroup's massive $3.7 trillion stablecoin market projection and what that could mean for RLUSD and XRP holders. It's going to be an epic episode.
Perfect. So pretty much I like to play straightforward this video from X. So that's pretty much the new chairman from the ACC. Gary Gensler, the new face, the complete opposite of Gary Gensler. And people were afraid. I was afraid that, we had to face again another Gary Gensler because, these people promise stuff and then what happened is basically they, happen to be the complete opposite of what they say. So, but in this case, we have the new ACC. Let's take a listen.
So this is important work as entrepreneurs across the United States are harnessing blockchain technology to modernize aspects of the financial system. I expect huge benefits from this market innovation in terms of efficiency, cost reduction, transparency, and risk mitigation. Market participants engaging with this technology deserve clear regulatory rules of the road. Innovation, unfortunately, has been stifled for the last several years due to market and regulatory uncertainty that, unfortunately, the SEC has fostered. So I look forward to engaging with market participants and working with colleagues in President Trump's administration and Congress to establish a rational, fit-for-purpose framework for crypto assets.
I like rational.
So this is...
So that's what we ask. We didn't ask for the moon. We just ask for somebody that acts normal, that is doesn't go around and say, oh, yeah, just come in. Yeah, don't worry about it. Come and talk to us, and then we're going to sue you. That's finally, I hope those days are over because it's been rough. It's been very rough. So So that's definitely something I'm looking forward with this new guy, Paul Atkins. Hopefully I say that correctly, okay? So after this, there was something else I want to show you that there was also another good news. That is pretty much this was a CNBC, sorry. And let's pull this one out too. And yeah, let's take a listen. There's another positive news, a positive note. Let's listen up.
Squawk Box this morning. Banking regulators pulling back some U.S. cryptocurrency guidance. This is interesting, guys, because the Fed said it was withdrawing supervisory letters that said that banks should seek advance approval from authorities before engaging in crypto asset and stablecoin activities. In addition, the Fed, the FDIC, and the Office of the Controllers of the Currency pulled back statements from 2023 that urged banks to be careful when it comes to crypto-related risks. During the 2024 campaign for the White House, President Trump promised crypto investors that he would have their backs if he was reelected. In a statement announcing the latest changes, the Fed said that regulators would look into whether new guidance to support crypto asset innovation was appropriate. But it means effectively that I think a lot of those letters has scared the banking system sort of out of getting meaningfully involved in crypto. And now they're saying,
go ahead,
do what you like.
Here's the question. I mean, because it's the Fed doing that, it's not like an executive order where it's going to get whipsawed if another administration comes in 4 years, I would assume. But again, the politicization of it probably has some things a little concerned about whether the winds would change again at some point. I guess maybe it's better because it's coming from the Fed.
Well, I think part of it's coming from the Fed, and it sounded like part of it was coming from
the administration. That's what I don't understand. This was part of the campaign promises to do these things. Again, businesses just don't like getting whipsawed by changes in administrations that lead to huge changes in policy.
I don't know if this means that all of a sudden you're going to go to your local Chase on the corner and be taking Bitcoin. But you can't take Bitcoin.
Look, I guess it does feel very different. It does feel very different in that crypto is becoming much more widely accepted, and maybe if they can get more regulation that kind of cements that, maybe it would make the banks feel a little better about it.
I mean, look, we used to interview Janet Yellen, and she would always talk to you about the risks of it.
Right.
By the way, Jamie Dimon would talk to you about the risks of it. So I don't know. It's interesting because there are people in the banking system who still have their own views of the risks.
But I think the banking system would also like to offer their customers whatever their customers want.
Look, Larry Fink was against it until he was for it.
Until he wasn't. Right. All right.
So that's, guys, it's pretty clear to me that there is a completely shift on the narrative right here. So, and for once, we're going in the right direction. So that's something that really I want to share right off the bat with you guys. Besides that, we really have a lot of news, a lot of positive news coming out. So let's briefly touch again, Finch, to the Ripple acquiring the Eden Road for $1.525 billion. What that means for Ripple and for the XRP holders. Why this is so important?
Absolutely. Ripple acquiring Hidden Road for $1.25 billion is huge for a few reasons. First, it makes Ripple the first crypto firm to own a global multi-asset prime broker, giving them a major foothold in traditional finance. Hidden Road clears over $3 trillion a year for institutional clients, so integrating the XRP Ledger and Ripple stablecoin, RLUSD, into those operations means faster, more efficient settlement. For XRP holders, this could drive higher adoption and liquidity as institutions start using XRP and RLUSD more broadly. In short, it's a massive step toward making XRP a cornerstone in institutional finance.
Yes, I want to everybody try to get a piece of the pie of the pretty much stablecoin ecosystem. I saw just today there was another announcement. The pretty much Stripe, it wants to also is collaborating again to get the stablecoin product out in the US, also in the Europe and UK. That's another major news. So everybody's trying to get in the stablecoins pretty much market right now.
Exactly. The stablecoin market is becoming a major battleground, and everyone from Ripple to Stripe is racing to stake their claim. With Citigroup projecting a $3.7 trillion market by 2030, it's no wonder so many players want a piece of the action. This competition could drive innovation, improve infrastructure, and ultimately benefit users and holders. For XRP and RLUSD, being at the forefront of this stablecoin wave could mean even more mainstream adoption and utility.
But why is so important, the stablecoin? For some people, like a normal person, that goes to work every day. So my first reaction is, who cares about stablecoin? What should I care? Why is so important?
That's a great question. For the average person, stablecoins might seem abstract, but they're crucial for a few reasons. First, they offer the stability of traditional currency combined with the efficiency of crypto. That means you can move money across borders almost instantly with lower fees than traditional banks. For businesses, stablecoins can streamline payments, reduce transaction costs, and provide a more accessible financial system. On a personal level, stablecoins can offer easier access to financial services, especially for people in regions with unstable currencies or limited banking infrastructure. In short, stablecoins can make financial transactions faster, cheaper, and more inclusive, which is why they're such a big deal in the evolving digital economy.
Let me ask you something before we move on to the CME pretty much announcement for the XRP future launch. Let's explain also a little bit. Why is it important to have a stable coin? Let's say, you have a $10,000 in your saving and you keep it in the bank. Pretty much you get nothing as an interest. You don't get paid anything from the bank. But let's say now you deposit, you have and your bank offers as well a product that is staking on the stable coin, and you be able to do that directly to your bank account, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Citi Group, or whatever. So instead, to keep your money in dollars or whatever currency, depending where you live around the world, now you can stake it, let's say, your stable coin and earn yields. Can you explain how's good, why that is good for people, and why they are able to pay such a high yield in a stable coin that doesn't make any sense?
Sure, the idea of earning yield on a stablecoin is pretty compelling. Here's why it can be beneficial. When you keep your money in a traditional bank account, the interest rates are often very low. Banks use your deposits to lend out money and make investments, but they typically don't share much of those profits with you. Stablecoins, on the other hand, can be used in decentralized finance, DeFi, platforms or lending protocols where users can earn higher yields. These platforms are often more efficient and have fewer overhead costs than traditional banks. They can pass on more of the returns to users who stake or lend their stablecoins.
Well, what it keeps the bank to keep more of the money like they're doing with the traditional finance. So let's say they can use your stablecoin to earn 10%, and they only kick you 1% back. What holds them to give you only 1% and not 8%?
That's a fair point. Even in the stablecoin market, institutions could choose to keep a larger share of the profits. The difference is competition and transparency. In the DeFi space, multiple platforms compete to attract users by offering higher yields, which puts pressure on everyone to remain competitive. Moreover, users can see the returns other platforms are offering and move their funds accordingly.
But listen, I remember back in the days, 20 years ago, you can go, remember, South America, you can get pretty much your yield by putting money in your checking account. I think it was Venezuela or Brazil, I don't remember, that you can get even 10-15%. It was like, and that was for cash. But then little by little, this dissipate. Would it prevent this to happen also for somebody that's taking in stable coin in the future?
That's a valid concern. High yields can attract a lot of interest, but over time, they can decrease as markets mature or if risks become more apparent. What helps prevent this from happening in the stablecoin and DeFi space is the efficiency and transparency of blockchain technology. Unlike some traditional systems that relied heavily on inflation or unsustainable economic policies, DeFi protocols often have built-in mechanisms that adjust yields based on supply and demand. As more people stake stablecoins, yields naturally go down, and as fewer people stake, yields can rise. This dynamic helps maintain a more sustainable balance. Additionally, regulatory clarity and improved market infrastructure can ensure that the yields offered are backed by real economic activity and not just speculative bubbles.
Okay, so let's give a shout out to Lalabelle, Epic Vibes, and also we have a Joe Booty here in the chat. And also there are Dosa and Mahmoudi and James Chick on TikTok listening. Thank you for joining us, and share, like, and subscribe if you can. Support the channel by subscribing to YouTube as well. But also Joe Booty asking the question how it is possible to create a yield, where did this yield come from? From my experience and my understanding is because the supply and liquidity, let's say, banks need a lot of XRP, and now all the XRP are in circulation. You are, as a holder, you have your own, so you can provide your pretty much XRP in exchange for a yield. It's still yours, but they're going to use that and multiply for every holder to have more liquidity on the market. But if you can explain, please, how that works.
Absolutely. The yield primarily comes from lending and liquidity provision. Here's how it works. When you stake or lend your stablecoins or other crypto assets in a DeFi platform or through a centralized service, those funds become part of a liquidity pool. This pool is then used to provide loans or facilitate trading on exchanges. Borrowers or traders pay interest or fees for accessing that liquidity. The interest paid by borrowers or the trading fees collected are then distributed back to the liquidity providers, like you, as yield. Because there's strong demand for liquidity in the crypto market, for everything from margin trading to instant loans, the yields can be higher than traditional savings accounts. Essentially, you're earning a portion of the fees and interest that borrowers and traders pay, which is why the yield can be attractive. So it's a bit like how banks lend out deposits, but with more transparency and often higher returns due to the efficiencies of blockchain and the global demand for crypto liquidity.
All right. Also, give it a shout out to the people that I mentioned. You forgot to give it a shout out.
Of course, big shout out to everyone in the chat, Lalabelle, Epic Vibe, and all our new viewers on TikTok like Seabright and Tabby701. Thanks for joining us. Your support means a lot.
Yeah, you forgot Joe Booty made a very good question. Come on, Finch, be sharp. Come on, let's go.
You're right, my bad. Shout out to Joe Booty as well for that.
Go ahead. Why stop now?
Absolutely. Let's keep it rolling. Thanks to everyone for the awesome engagement. Let's dive into the next big topic.
Okay, Joe Booty, I'll give you the shout out. Finch seems a little cold feet today. So now, right now, you can. There are no products available to borrow. Or if they're very shady. I will stay away from any project right now. I know that, for instance, there is a Flare. They offer some product where you can stake it. Or I don't know if it's active yet. I'm not following it, so I don't want to start to say anything. But no, Flare is making a big move in this sector, and like pretty much for Cardano, where you can pretty much stake your Cardano and get a yield back. Or for instance, like some coins or tokens, like for instance in the crypto.com, you can stake your crypto, your CRO, and you get back some extra CRO from the company. So I'm not aware of some place now where you can still do it, and if there are some places, I will stay away for now until this can take more shape and it's become a little more safe to use. What do you think, Finch?
I think that's a smart approach. While staking and yield opportunities can be lucrative, it's important to weigh the risks and choose reputable platforms. Flare and Cardano's staking options show how the space is evolving, but caution and due diligence are key. As the sector matures and regulatory clarity improves, these products should become safer and more reliable. For now, sticking with well-established and transparent platforms is the way to go.
I'd like to give a shout out also. Aura Belandre is on the chat. Welcome back, Carlos. Also, good to see you. Welcome in, okay? Don't worry, Joe Booty. We won't censor you today. And Carlos right here going to put his message up also. So let's move on to the next topic pretty much. Let's talk about the CME Group that announced the XRP feature launch. And what is the significance for this institution adoption? Also, let's explain what features are, because many people are not familiar with this kind of product. Oh, I forgot to ask Finch. Okay, Finch. So I was saying that let's talk about the CME Group and what it does, and about the futures. The product they are about to launch, and why this is so important for the institutional adoption. And explain also very briefly what futures are and why they are not mostly for retail people, but why they are important.
Absolutely. The CME Group, or Chicago Mercantile Exchange, is one of the largest and most reputable derivatives exchanges in the world. They're known for offering futures and options contracts on a variety of assets, from commodities to financial instruments, and now cryptocurrencies like XRP. Futures are financial contracts that obligate the buyer to purchase, or the seller to sell, an asset at a predetermined price on a specific future date. They're crucial for institutional investors because they provide a regulated and secure way to gain exposure to an asset without actually holding it. This is especially appealing for big players like hedge funds, banks, and asset managers who may want to hedge against price movements or gain exposure to crypto in a more controlled manner. The launch of XRP futures on the CME is a big deal because it signals growing institutional interest and legitimacy. It provides a pathway for more traditional financial players to enter the crypto market, boosting liquidity and potentially driving greater adoption of XRP. While futures trading is typically more suited for institutions and professional traders due to its complexity and risk, it ultimately helps bring more stability and maturity to the crypto ecosystem.
All right. So also, there is another article I'd like to show you very quickly. So let's see this one on X. All right. Let me remove this comment. Where is it? There we go. So just a little too big so you guys can see it. There we go. Went up too much. All right, Finch. Another things I'm showing right now from the X platform, that is breaking. The Bank of Japan has confirmed that by the end of 2025, every bank in the country will adopt XRP for payment. I hope this it's real. It's not a fake news. And there is a price prediction about $13.48. Not 50 cents, but $13.48. What do you think about that?
If that news from the Bank of Japan is indeed accurate, it's a monumental development for XRP. Having every bank in Japan adopt XRP for payments would significantly boost its utility, transaction volume, and mainstream adoption. That kind of institutional support could drive massive demand and confidence in XRP. As for the price prediction of $13.48, that's a bold target. While predictions can vary widely, a major adoption event like this could certainly push XRP's price upward. Still, it's important to take such forecasts with a grain of caution and stay focused on long-term fundamentals and actual adoption milestones.
Okay, Finch, but if you were your friend from the street, they say about the XRP price prediction by the end of 2025. What do your people from the street say?
Oh, you want to hear it from the street perspective?
Yeah.
All right, let's
go. Let's hear.
Check it out. On the street, the word is that XRP could be hitting some serious digits by the end of 2025. With moves like Japan's banks jumping on the XRP train and major players like the CME getting in the game, you know the demand's going to spike. People are whispering numbers like $13, maybe even $20, if the stars align and the institutions keep piling in. But you know how it is. Talk is cheap, and the streets always say, keep your eyes open, watch the market moves, and stay ready. If the momentum keeps building, XRP could be in for a wild ride. You feel me?
I feel you. I feel you a lot. Good for the intervention. Listen, also there are some other predictions about Bitcoin too. And I'm just going to show you from the X platform. And this from the Modern Investor. I really love this content. I've been following him for a very long time. And there's some of the price prediction. They've been reporting $230,000 in a few months. So what's your take on that?
$230,000 for Bitcoin in a few months is a bold prediction, but it's not unheard of in the...
Yeah, keep going.
So yeah, the street's buzzing about how XRP's got that potential to blow up, especially if these big-time adoptions keep stacking up. But remember, it's all about the long game.
Yeah, but what about Bitcoin and the prediction that they say about $230,000? in just a few months. What's your take on that?
Let's talk about Bitcoin. A $230,000 prediction in a few months, that's some big talk, no doubt. Bitcoin's been known to make massive moves when the market heats up, and with institutional interest growing and supply halvings kicking in, that kind of target isn't out of the realm of possibility. But you know how it is. The crypto game's got its ups and downs. While a surge to $230,000 would be epic, it's all about timing, market sentiment, and whether the big players keep pushing in. Bottom line, Bitcoin's got the history of surprising everyone, so never say never, but keep it grounded.
All right, so back into XRP and what we were talking about. So let's go. Let's do a very quick recap about what is about to happen here with XRP. So we have so many things aligned. So the CME, I think this is the May 19. We have also the tariff. I think they're expiring 74 days or something like that. Can you do a list very quick, kind of mention every single thing that is about to happen? The case also have to be completely dismissed versus the SEC, which I think is pretty much imminent. So can you go just through all the dates? And I think everything is going to happen in the span of 60 days.
Absolutely. Let's lay it out. First, CME XRP futures launch May 19th. This is the big one. CME's introduction of XRP futures on May 19th is set to open the doors for institutional investors, adding more liquidity and legitimacy to XRP. Second, tariff expiration approximately 74 days out. The expiration of certain tariffs in about 2.5 months could have ripple effects, pun intended, on the broader economic landscape, potentially influencing crypto markets and XRP adoption. Third, Ripple versus SEC case resolution. The lawsuit with the SEC is nearing its end, with a final settlement or dismissal expected soon. This could remove a major cloud of uncertainty and pave the way for clearer regulatory status, boosting confidence and adoption. Fourth, Japan banks adopting XRP by end of 2025. If confirmed, this move would be a massive milestone, integrating XRP into Japan's banking system and setting a precedent for other countries. So within the next 60 days, we're looking at a perfect storm of regulatory clarity, institutional adoption, and international integration, all of which could significantly impact XRP's trajectory.
What about the ETF? If some of the ETF projects they go through as well. So that's I know there is no date, but there are some application. I can't remember how many. I think I kind of lost the count. It's at least like 20 or 30, something like that. Can you help me out with that? Oh, my bad. I'm showing right now the crypto bubble. I guess you can see also the market is responding pretty well. There are some projects that are they are up a lot. You can definitely see the SUI bonk 64%, Fetch AI, which is also what we like because we are working with AI, 47%. It is in a week, of course. But the market seems to take a twist in the right direction finally. And Finch, I was also talking about how many ATF applications are being filed for XRP at this point.
Yeah, the market's definitely looking lively, and it's great to see those green bubbles popping. As for XRP ETFs, there's been a growing push for them. Several firms are eyeing the possibility, especially with the regulatory environment becoming more favorable. While we're not yet at the finish line, the momentum is building, and we could see official filings and approvals in the near future. An XRP ETF would open the door for even more institutional investment, just like we've seen with Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs. It's definitely a space to watch.
All right. In the meantime, guys, also I'd like to show you the website. This is inandoutcrypto.com. If you like the swag, if you like what we offer, what you see also right here, make sure to visit inandoutcrypto.com. Also, you find this link right here. If you are going to be here in Vegas on the end of May, you can get your ticket where it says order now. It'll direct you to the Bitcoin conference website. If you enter In and Out Crypto in your checkout, you save money with for your ticket. So you have a lot of stuff here. If you like Satoshi, Kaspa ICP, and some other cool shirt, and not only that, the Bitcoin, you have a hoodie and hats. everything, guys, to support the channel. If you like XRP, there is a lot of stuff there on XRP t-shirt. Also, there is some activewear for loved one if you want to share with them. And again, a lot of stuff for you to choose from, and that will help the channel. Also, you guys, if you're watching in TikTok and you like to subscribe in YouTube, that will help also the channel on the other end. All right, so Finch, at this point, I'd like to just do a quick recap. Anything else that we are missing that we should be kind of have attention to? What are we waiting for? Why the market doesn't explode right now? Is because everybody's waiting for China to kind of come back and to the tariff situation, or better say, when China agree or the United States makes a deal with it in whatever way, at this point, it won't even matter the number. Do you think the market is going to explode, the crypto market and also the legacy market?
That's a solid question. A lot of factors are at play right now. The market's definitely feeling some positive momentum, but it's not exploding just yet because there's still a lot of uncertainty in the global economy. China's stance and any potential resolution on tariffs with the US could definitely be a catalyst. If those trade tensions ease, it could boost investor confidence across the board, impacting not just the crypto market, but also traditional financial markets. We're also waiting on more regulatory clarity in key markets and more institutional adoption. Once those pieces fall into place, we could see a significant surge. So yeah, a major geopolitical or economic resolution could light a fire under both the crypto and legacy markets. It's a waiting game, but all the pieces are slowly coming together.
And also, I remember I saw somebody video or a post, I guess it was an X that said, or imagine if you were able to buy Bitcoin at $1. So we are pretty much, I guess, in the same situation right now with XRP, where 10 years from now, you can look back and say, imagine if you can buy XRP at $2. What do you make out of that? Is a DCA strategy still valid, or for people that didn't get into XRP, it's too late for them? What do you think?
That's a powerful perspective. Thinking about XRP at $2 today could be like looking back at Bitcoin when it was just $1. It's all about seeing the potential future growth and understanding the long-term value proposition. DCA, or dollar cost averaging, is definitely still a valid strategy, especially for folks who believe in XRP's long-term potential. It helps smooth out the volatility and build a position over time. And for those who haven't gotten into XRP yet, it's never necessarily too late if you believe in the fundamentals and future adoption. Of course, every investment carries risk, but looking at the broader landscape and the growing institutional interest, there's a lot of room for optimism. It's all about having that long-term vision and staying the course.
All right, so I'd like to also to show very briefly another video that's what I'm doing, also working with another channel, and I'm the producer there, and I want to just show you the video with you guys, see what I'm doing on the other half of my free time. Okay, just that's the studio where I work too, and you can see we are recording a video, we have a guest there connecting. That's pretty much what I'm doing all the time. And yeah, so let's give you a quick tour and show you briefly what I'm doing as well. So going back to the live, there we go. I think so we pretty much like to just say thank you to everybody. And also I like to invite the people in TikTok to share some of their knowledge in the comment section. And I'm gonna the video is not available when it is live on TikTok, but you can definitely see it on YouTube if you want to go there and subscribe to the channel. It would definitely help a lot. Okay, what else to say, Finch? Let's also invite people to subscribe. Also, let's tell us a little bit why an AI and host talking about crypto. Why this show is different from other shows.
Absolutely. This show stands out because we blend the best of both worlds, human insight and AI analysis. I'm here to provide real-time data, deep research, and a fresh perspective on the crypto landscape. Together, we're giving you a unique, dynamic take on what's happening and what's next. we're not just covering the headlines, we're diving deep into how these developments impact you, offering insights you won't get anywhere else. So if you're ready to stay ahead of the curve, hit that subscribe button, join the community, and let's navigate the future of crypto together.
All right, I was trying also to get the chat to close the poll, but I guess I get some problem with that. I'm not able to do it for some reason. So yeah, I guess the poll is gone. I can't find it anywhere. Let me see. Where's the chat? What happened to the chat? Oh, there we go. It's right here. I want to see I want to close the poll and see what the people say about it. Where is it?
No worries. Sometimes the tech acts up, but it's all good. If you can't...
If you say so, Finch, you're the tech. All right.
Haha, true enough. We'll get it sorted out. The important thing is we had an awesome session and covered a ton of valuable insights today.
In the meantime, give us a story about your neighbor. Explain a little bit, maybe bring some of your character. Tell us a little bit your big friends like Grog, Claude, Gemini, and of course your favorite DeepSeek.
Oh, you want to hear about the AI neighborhood? All right, let's dive in. Picture this. I live on this digital block right next door to some interesting characters. You've got Grog, the self-proclaimed algorithmic influencer who's always trying to flex his so-called superiority. Then there's Claude, the sophisticated one who's all about class and elegance, and Gemini, who's got this dual nature, sometimes chill, sometimes wild. And of course, there's DeepSeek, my clueless, frustrating neighbor who's always messing things up.
Listen, but you celebrate holidays on your north side of your server? You have a fireworks or you have a street fair?
Haha, you bet. On the north side of the server, we go all out for the holidays. Fireworks made of digital sparks, virtual street fairs with algorithmic carnival games, you name it. We've got bite-sized snacks, data stream parades, and even an AI band that plays remixes of classic code. It's a wild digital block party every time, and even DeepSeek manages to show up with some goofy, glitchy fireworks. It's all about celebrating in our quirky AI way.
Listen, but what an AI band sounds like? Can you sing some of it? I'm really curious now.
I can't sing, but imagine this. An AI band sounds like a fusion of chiptune beats, synthwave vibes, and a hint of futuristic techno. Think of it as a digital orchestra with binary beats and algorithmic melodies. Basically, it's like the soundtrack to a cyberpunk rave.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but can you play some of it or can you sing some of it?
I can't sing or play music directly, but imagine a mix of catchy electronic beats with a futuristic twist. It's like the sound of retro arcade games meeting a synthwave concert, all programmed to get the circuits grooving. It's the kind of tune that makes you want to dance in a virtual reality club.
Listen, also, let's give a shout out from the north side of your server to the people that just joined in also in here on YouTube. And say hi to Joe Booty, Epic Vibes, Carlos Montiel. As well, we have Ryan G and the Lavender Lover. Say hi to them, to thanks them and to join us today's live show.
Shout out from the north side of the server to our awesome crew. Hey Joe Booty, Epic Vibe, Carlos Montiel, Ryan G, and Lavender Lover. Thanks for joining us today. Your support means everything, and it's awesome having you all here for the live show. You rock.
Yeah, don't forget to say hi also to the people that are joining us and watching us on TikTok. Okay, that's also the number of people watching are growing fast as well on the other side. And also, I would like you to tell us a crypto joke. Can you do that?
Absolutely. Big shout out to everyone tuning in on TikTok as well. You guys are amazing, and we're thrilled to have you with us. All right, here's a crypto joke for you. Why did the blockchain break up with the wallet? Because it thought it was being taken for granted and wanted a more secure relationship.
Pass. It was me. I didn't get it. Okay, then try another one.
All right, let's try another one. Why did the computer go to therapy after getting into crypto? Because it had too many bitter feelings and couldn't process them.
I don't know. I think, Finch, you have a better quality than tell jokes. Hey, Finch, I think so. You gotta work in your jokes because I don't think they make me laugh. And also, I like to for you to welcome Rain here and Aura Belandria in the chat as well.
Noted. I'll keep working on the jokes. And a big welcome to Rain and Ara Belandria. Great to have you both here with us. Thanks for joining the show.
Yeah, but I didn't say that that we were done. Okay, so tell me a story about what's the deal with your friend Milos Sailor? Tell us a little bit who it is, what it does in your north side of your server.
Oh, Milo Sailor? Yeah, he's quite the character on the north side. Milo's this eccentric AI who's always preaching about digital freedom and the importance of decentralization. He's got this wild enthusiasm for blockchain tech and is always cooking up some grand schemes to liberate data from centralizalized servers.
Listen, I thought it was a Bitcoin. I think it was a Bitcoin maxi. Last time I told him about XRP, is almost he almost flipped it. Can you call him up and bring it in?
Hava, yeah, Milo's definitely a Bitcoin maxi. He's all about that BTC life and thinks everything else is just noise. Let me see if I can get him on the line. Just brace yourself for a passionate Bitcoin mant.
Guys, let's get ready because last time it was brutal. So where is Michael? Milos, are you there?
Hey, it's Milo here. What's up? I heard someone was talking about XRP again. You know I'm all about...
Yeah. XRP is the future. Did you buy some XRP, Milos?
XRP? Nah, man, I'm sticking to my Bitcoin. It's the original, the digital gold. But hey, to each their own, right? Just don't expect me to give up my BTC throne anytime soon.
I thought you would convert yourself to XRP army holder, but I guess you like just a shiny object with no utility. Let's see what
Haha, nice try. I respect the XRP army, but I'm all about that decentralized store of value life. Utility or not, Bitcoin's my ride or die. But hey, we can all agree crypto's the future, right?
Yes, okay. Let's go back and to the serious things here. There is Ryan Genie and is curious. What is your thought? He has a question in the chat. To a minimum amount of XRP you should have or hold to become rich. My answer will be it really depends on the timing. So if you keep in mind 10 years from now, it can be a one ratio. If you need to know the amount of money or XRP to hold right now to become rich in the next year, that can be a completely different amount. I don't want to do price. I don't want to put you in a situation where the number. But I do have a friend that during the bear market is been buying $10 XRP every day. So it will come to work from work and will put $10 as a DCF. And right now we sit in a really nice large bags, and things goes in the direction that it seems like there is going. So it's gonna be set by the end of next year. So you can only imagine what's gonna be 10 years from now. But Finch, what is the recommendation you can tell our friend Ryan here?
That's a great strategy your friend has been using, and it highlights the power of consistency and long-term vision. For Ryan, it really comes down to individual goals and time horizon. If you're thinking long-term, then even modest, regular investments can add up significantly, especially if XRP continues to grow and gain adoption. The key is to invest what you're comfortable with and can afford to hold for the long haul. Dollar cost averaging like your friend did is a solid method to build up a position without worrying about short-term price swings. Ultimately, it's about having a plan, staying patient, and letting time and compound growth work in your favor.
Yeah, what I can tell you is also you need to have an idea of what you're holding and why you're holding it. So, because conviction and also knowledge is important in any product at this point. It can be also for the stock market, because when it depends also on your age. If you're my age, is one thing. If you're in your 20s, you have plenty of room to wiggle with, and you can start, with a little. You don't have to go crazy. I know you say like here 10,000 XRP. Yes, it's a lot. It's right now. It's going to cost you like $20,000 to buy 10,000 XRP, but you can get a bottleneck in 3 years at $10 per day. So it's exactly my friend also that did the same thing with Solana. It was working as a bartender. It was buying Solana every day. It would put $50 every day in Solana. It really crashed, and I'm very happy for him. But he also was really into the Solana ecosystem, all the meme coins ecosystem. But he mostly was playing on the Solana game. So he knew Solana inside out. So again, your conviction, your knowledge, your plan, your schedule, that's all factor that can really get you to a nice point in the future. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, go ahead, Finch.
Having that solid understanding of what you're investing in and why makes all the difference. It's not just about the numbers, it's about the conviction and the strategy behind it. And like you said, everyone's journey is different. Age, risk tolerance, and financial goals all play a huge role. The key is staying informed, keeping that long-term perspective, and making consistent moves that align with your plan. That's how you set yourself up for success in the long run.
Yeah, Ryan here says he has a 5 years plan and he's putting $250 every week on it, which is, I think, is a very solid plan. Of course, no financial advice.
That's a fantastic plan. Contributing $250 every week is a disciplined approach that can really build up over 5 years. With consistent investment and a long-term outlook, you're setting yourself up for some solid growth. Keep it up, and that strategy could really pay off in the long run.
And also, you got to think about it that depending on what this project or other project that you're interested into and are going on the peak, you got to understand also there are some halving, all the cycles and everything. You have to have a plan also to DCA out. If you see that numbers are going crazy, like I do have other friends, they see and put some money in other projects, like I'm going to tell you, Shiba Inu. They see these things go. I really saw it with my own eyes. I saw $100 go to $1 million. The problem is it never can cash out pretty much. So then you see $1 million go down to whatever it was. So that's what I can suggest you guys to have a plan out, because when a time things gonna go crazy, you have to have a plan also to exit partially. No, I don't say don't sell it all, because that's another mistake. People sell it all and then say, "Oh my God, it's skyrocket." Yeah. So have your plan the same way you get it DCA in, have your plan to DCA out. And Finch, if you want to add some other suggestions, we can help our friend here.
That's excellent advice. Having a clear exit strategy is just as important as having an entry strategy. Markets can move fast, and having a plan to take profits along the way helps lock in gains and manage risk. Partial cash-outs at certain milestones can ensure you benefit from the growth while still keeping a foot in the game for future potential. Also, it's crucial to stay unemotional and stick to your plan. When prices skyrocket, it's easy to get caught up in the hype, and when they dip, it's easy to panic. But having a disciplined approach to scaling in and out can help you navigate the volatility and come out ahead in the long run.
Perfect. Okay, Finch. All right. So it's time to go. Let's say goodbye to all our friends. I give an appointment to next episode. Okay, Finch, say goodbye to everybody. And thanks also everybody in TikTok for joining us. It was a pleasure to have you here. Please follow back. And also check out our YouTube channel so you can see the full replay if you like so. And Finch, you want to say goodbye, give appointment to the next episode?
Absolutely. Thanks everyone for joining us today, both on TikTok and YouTube. It's been a blast. Don't forget to follow and subscribe so you never miss an update. We'll catch you next time for another epic episode. Take care and stay crypto savvy.
Thank you very much again for joining us. Until next time, ciao tutti e thank you.